Yo, um, new place. So I moved to Japan. Um, yeah, that's it. I guess I'll talk about like the entire process of it and the few days I've been here. It's only been I moved here. I landed here Tuesday, uh, and it's Sunday right now. So however many days that is, I can't do quick math. 4 days, 5 days, 5 days. I think I'm not doing the math. Um, sorry. Kid me would be disappointed. I also have some food here. It's Burger King. It is too hot right now. It's like 31 degrees Celsius. I don't know how much that is in Fahrenheit. I swapped my like phone to Celsius so I could get like used to it because everybody uses Celsius here. So I only understand Fahrenheit and I can't do the conversion in my head because I'm stupid. So I just like the have it on my watch and I just am getting used to how it feels, I guess. But I guess how it feels, how hot the temperature is, and then the humidity is different. Anyways, that's besides the point. We have Burger King here. Um, the chili fries or whatever this is, and then got a hash brown, and then got the you can see my shirt's drying up there, and then got the double Whopper burger. Yeah, that's it. I'm really hungry, so I'll probably like eat in between me explaining things. But we're in Japan, and I guess where do I start off? Never sit in an emergency seat or exit row seat. That's just my personal opinion because I use my laptop a lot, and like my technology. I have like a bunch of technology, like whatever. So I just pull it in and then I pull it out, and and when and actually, so I was originally supposed to go through Toronto, and then I chose my seats. Uh, but when I got, but then some like mechanical failure happened or something to that airplane, so they changed me to the Chicago airplane, and so I was on there. And when I got to Chicago and I went up to the person, the seats weren't like, well, I think were the seats on there? I don't know, but I asked the lady, and she was like, "Okay, here's your seat." And then she was like, "Here's this piece of paper I have to give you, explaining that I explained to you the rules of the seat, like emergency seat stuff or whatever." Um, she didn't explain it to me, but it doesn't matter because, I mean, hopefully you never get to that point, I guess. But I feel like it's also pretty standard like stuff as well. It was the gate lady. The gate lady was a different person, and then the person on the airplane was a different person. The person on the airplane actually told me to like read this like thing or whatever. It was like a little sheet, but it's pretty basic stuff. But I guess I could have said the lady was like, "Let me know if you can't do any of this, and we'll swap your seat or whatever." And I guess I could have probably said, "I don't want to do that," but I don't want to like make a hassle, so I just sat in it. And also, it was like my first time sitting in an emergency row seat, exit row seat, whatever you call it. So I was like, I might as well just do it for the experience. And they were like, "Yeah, you can't have your bag in front of you." So I was like, "Crap!" I put my laptop in there, and I, you know, pull it in, pull it out, like underneath the people's seats. Typically, when I fly, and um, they said they didn't say I couldn't do that, but I was like, "Bro, how am I gonna get my laptop?" So I was asking the person, and she was like, "Oh, you can just have your laptop on you." So I had my laptop on me for the 13 and 13 hours and 15-minute flight, something like that. And oh, I do not recommend that for anybody. It's not fun because I was sleeping. Bro, this stool, by the way, is so small. Everything here is like small, not literally, but I mean, I guess it's sort of. But you can't like see below me, but I was sleeping like this, holding my laptop. I was like, and that was horrible. Um, that's enough of that. There was more like grievances I had with the exit row seat, but I can't remember them right now. But that's not that important. It's all right, 5 minutes in. Um, so I landed, and then I was like, okay, gotta get my stuff done. I talked to the taxi driver. I talked to the taxi driver because I had a lot of heavy stuff. I could not like. It was like over the Takubin like what do you call it? The amount they insured and stuff like that. Um, and so I was like, I might as well just take a taxi because I can have everything on me the entire time. So for the like 1 hour drive, however long it was, to this current place, I talked to the guy about just random stuff. And my Japanese is horrible, by the way. I only like practice kanji, so I know like kanji readings, like up to like N3, which is not a lot. Um, and like I'm starting to get into N2, but it's not a lot of kanji at all. So I know how like I know what the kanjis mean, but I don't know any vocabulary and I don't know grammar, which I have been slacking on because of all this stuff that I've been trying to do. But I'm in a good groove now, so I'll like be practicing a lot and learning a lot. Um, but so I talked to the guy about like freaking anime and manga and stuff like that, and I was like, I don't know if what do you call it? Because I was listening to some like pretty basic stuff. Um, and the guy was like, "Oh, very cool," and stuff like that. And he was like, "You watch ReZero?" And I was like, "Oh, I freaking love ReZero. Freaking the season 4 right now. Watching season 4. I'm looking forward to like August, when the like second core comes out." And I was like, "Are you caught up?" And he's like, "No, I'm on season 2." And I'm like, "What the freak?" The taxi driver was like, he was not caught up on any anime. Or well, like for a lot of the animes I was talking to him about, he was like not caught up on them, but he was like 1 season or 2 seasons in or something like that. Um, and so I was like, oh man, I don't want to like. Well, I couldn't even be able to talk to him properly about it, but I didn't want to like talk to him and then like spoil something or whatever. So I was like, oh okay, cool. Uh, we were just talking about anime until I like got to this place, and then I placed all my stuff down. This place is freaking tiny. Um, yeah. Yeah. And also, there's no. I'm sitting on a stool. I missed my chair back in the great USA, back in the land of the free. Um, but I placed everything in here. I unpacked some of it, and then I was hungry, so I went to go eat. I didn't know where to eat, so I just walked around, right? And wait, was that what I did? Okay, the order of events don't matter, but I walked around and I went into this place. It's called like Hanamura. It's something Hanamura. It's like a chain restaurant, I think. And I walk in and I don't have a photo of it, unfortunately. And I also don't edit these videos, so you're just listening to me talk. But I walk in and there's like like this whatever, right? And you go in and then you turn left, my left, um, and then there is like it looked like a buffet, not literally like a buffet, but it looked like a little like snack bar or something with food, obviously, like regular like fried like chicken and like all that other stuff. And I was like, what the freak am I looking at? um, because I guess I'm not the type of person to like look up foods before I like go to them and then eat it. I just kind of walk and then enter and then eat. So that's what I did. And I did not know what the hell that was. So I there was like a little menu. The shape of it is not like a square. It's like a one line diagonal where like the square diagonal would be. There's like a where the square meets, it would be like a diagonal. And on that diagonal was a menu, uh, or something. I think like there's special offers. Bro, I'm so bad at Japanese. I need to like improve it like fast. I feel like a freaking I don't know what you I like. I just feel like I feel so bad because I'm like, dang, I don't understand anything. And when I talk to people, I like understand them sort of, but not enough to the point where it's like me speaking like this to like a video, you know, and I can just say things that because I understand it all. Um, Whereas like with Japanese, I'm losing so much context and I like and not able to transmit a lot of context at all. So I'm like, bro, this is not good. Um, but I'm good now. I'll talk about all the paperwork stuff later. But so the food, I walk in and I'm like, I don't know what the freak's happening. So I'm staring at the thing, staring at the menu because I'm like pretending to like figure out what I want. Um, and a guy like comes in and I'm like, oh yes, finally I can like stalk this guy and see what he does. And there are cafeteria trays, by the way. I was like, what the freak? Because I mean, I guess does Burger King still do uh trays or whatever? I guess it's only like if you do take it or dine in. But this one like you have the tray at the like little railing or whatever. Like this looked like the little buffet section and then the little other section. It looks like a I guess like dining halls uh in like college or in high school, middle school, whatever. Honestly, not when I look back on it right now, I was stupid. Um, but it is how it is. So I saw the guy, and then he like took a bowl, and then like he like grabbed some food, and then he went up to the guy, and he like said whatever the heck he wanted, which was like some udon or something. Um, and so I was like, okay, I got this. So I pulled the tray, and I look at it, look at the buffet looking place. I don't know what to call it, but like the choose your freaking snack thing. Um, and sorry, freaking brain fart. And I look at it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do what that guy did. But then I looked at it and I was like, okay, maybe I won't do what that guy did. Maybe I'll just get like food. So I walk up, so I walk past that, and then I look at the menu because they're elevated, right? They're elevated, and this guy is like up here, like a little slightly taller than me, and there's like a little menu, and this menu was a little different from the one I was looking at, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know what to get. So I'm like in my horribly broken Japanese, I'm like, um, a mini beef bowl, please, um, because that was like the only thing I could like read, like barely, and the guy looks at it, he's like, this. And I was like, ah, shoot, I'm doing something stupid right now, aren't I? But he goes and makes it. He's probably confused because my Japanese is probably horrible. Um, so he's probably confused as like, is this what this guy wants? Just making sure. Um, but he makes the food and then well, it's like a little beef. It's like it's a rice bowl and beef. Um, and it's small. It's like the size of my hand. It's like this, right? And I was like, oh my god, this is not going to be appetizing, or not appetizing, filling. It's not going to be filling to my stomach. Uh, and so I was like, this is not going to fill me, but I'll pay for it and then go eat. So I also didn't know like how the payment system would work. Luckily, they took tap pay. Um, but I walked up and was like, I like showed them my like tap thing, and they were like, oh okay, and then I like tapped it. Uh, and so I went to go sit and eat, and I was eating or whatever, and then I was like, how do I put this up? So I finished eating pretty fast because it's a freaking tiny bowl, and I'm like sitting there, I'm waiting. I'm like, uh, how do I put this away? And so I like wait for somebody else to finish, and then they go like put their bowl up like on a thingy. I don't know what you call it, but uh, it's a place where you put all your food or all your tray and food and stuff, and then they just like take care of it. And so I was like, okay, I got it. So I went and did that. But basically, every single time that like I'm confused, I'm just like hoping that there is somebody else that I can kind of stalk. Oh, my back. That I can kind of stalk and like copy or whatever. Um, and that's basically what I've been doing for food. They, I've been mostly doing chain foods. I've not stepped foot in well, actually, I lied. Yesterday I did, but that was with a friend. But I have not. I've mostly stepped foot in like chain restaurants, and all the chain restaurants you you like press the thingy or whatever, like you order, and then they just bring it to you, and then when you finish eating, you take the ticket, and then you go to the thingy or whatever, right? And that was something I did in like 2023 or whatever when I was here for the first time, and it was kind of confusing because it's like a little different from the U.S., right? But I guess when you eat enough or whatever, you'll get used to it. I like never eat out, by the way, in the United States. Um, and so that's that. I'm still trying to figure out like all the eating etiquette and all that stuff because like I feel like in 2023, I think we were fine because they served us and they might have turned us away if they weren't open. But there was one time we went into this is soba cold soba the thing? I like don't remember. But we went to the soba place. It's near the Studio Ghibli Museum, and it looked like they were closing or something, or they were closed. But like they still took our order and like whatever did all that stuff. Wait, why did I start talking about this? Um, Dang it, I forgot. I'll go. Okay, yeah, I have boomer memory. I'm running on like 4 hours of sleep for the past 5 6 days or something. So my brain is definitely cooked. Also, the sun rises at like 5 or 4 here, and I'm the type of person. And there's no blackout curtains. It's just like regular like the twisting curtains or whatever. And so light seeps through. And I'm the type of person who, if I see sun, I will like wake up. I like cannot sleep if there is sunlight. So I've been trying to sleep a lot earlier because the sun sets pretty early. That's besides the point. What was I talking about? Food or something? Bro, I need to like write what I'm talking about because I just immediately forget and I don't edit these videos, so it's just like me rambling. Um, I mean, that should be. Oh yeah, I was talking about how like entering places I don't like. Whatever. My friend took me to a udon place. And it's pretty good, and so I was able to. I mean, like copy him or whatever the heck you want to call it. Learn from him of how to do it. Also, I didn't know this because uh, it was like 1 or 2 or 3 days when I landed here. I did everything by walking because everything was walkable. I like did not take a train. So I didn't, bro. My food's getting cold. So I didn't. So I didn't. Sorry, this is rude. So I didn't go into a convenience store, and I did not take a train for the first like 3 days or something like that. I just like walked every. One of the days I had like 25,000 steps. I averaged like 2,000 steps per day, which is not good, by the way. I think like your recommended is it 10,000 steps per day? It's horrible. Um, but yeah, I used to average like 500 steps per day, something like that. It's crazy. That's besides the point. But yeah, I took the train to go see my friend, and that was the first time I took the train again. But I completely forgot everything about the train system here. So I entered. Is it gonna dox me? I mean, I guess it's not gonna dox me because I mean it will dox me. I guess it doesn't matter that much because who the frick cares about me? Not derogatory, but 5 subscribers. Hello, like mom, dad, like freaking Lack, and like whoever the freak other 2 people are. And I guess it's also different from the stuff I typically talk about, which is anime, but we'll see. But I went into the Hibaya line. Hibaya? Something like that. And I went in and I was like, bro, where the freak is the line to like take me to the guy? Like on Google Maps, I'm like so lost. And I'm walking around and I did not see it. And it's freaking hot. Bro, it is hot right now. And I'm like sweating. I'm a sweater. I just sweat no matter what. Or not no matter what. I sweat only when it's hot. I can do the exact same physical activity. Like no matter how strenuous in the winter and in the summer. And in the winter I will never sweat. And in the summer I will like sweat gallons. But I mean, I guess that's just thermal regulation, right? But I was in the Hibaya line, sorry for butchering it, and I was lost. I was like, bro, I need an adult right now. I need an adult. And so I figured out that this is the wrong line. I need to exit. So when you tap in and you tap out, I believe, this may be misinformation, but I believe that they like refund you essentially because you didn't travel any distance, right? But for non like JR lines, like they need to fix that yourself or themselves. So when I was leaving, I like tapped my phone and freaking it was like you know, so I was like, oh my gosh. So it told me to like go to an attendant, and so I went to the attendant and I had to place my phone into like their little thingy, and then they like refunded me. So then I took the actual train to actually be able to visit him. And bro, luckily it was like it's on the Yamanote line and going up or whatever. I don't know what, but it was on the Yamanote line going, and on the stop I had to go off of to transfer. I was like, all right, where is it? But then I saw everybody like rush out and like they were like speed walking onto the next train. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I just sheep mentality'd onto with them, right? And I was like, bro, what the freak is happening? So I just sheep herd mentality onto them, with them. And luckily that was the train that I needed to be on. But it was so short. I mean, I guess I had time because the trains probably like come very often. But I was like, I felt rushed. So I just did that. But that's the train stuff. I'll probably be able to learn very fast all the train stuff. And also like, bro, this little like red dot, like red mark has been on my face, and I don't know like where it came from. It's just like been there. So I guess I'll talk about paperwork. I'll talk about it really quickly. I did the residence registration, so I had to register my like address, and then I had to do the health insurance, national health insurance, and the pension, right? Those 3 things. And then also I did the My Number, right? So it's 4 things. I showed up at like 8:30 when they opened, and freaking there was like nobody there. So the lady like helps me. She's like, yep, do this, do that, or whatever. And I like fill it out, and then I get the ticket number to wait or whatever, and then I call my number and I go up and talk to them or whatever. And I understand enough and I speak like enough to like understand like what they're saying and stuff like that. And there were a few times where the guy had to like pull out a translator thing or whatever in order to help me. And when he did that, I was like, man, I feel like so stupid right now. But it was generally very smooth. And so he gave me 2 pieces of paper, and I was like, or well, I told him I also wanted to do the national health insurance and then the pension, right? But they're like, to me, they are like similar words because I like just learned those words. They're like I forget. I already forget. It's boomer hours. But I was like, yeah, I want to do these like in Japanese, uh, and he's like, okay. So he gives me 2 pieces of paper, and he's like, fill this out while you wait, and then blah blah blah, and then I'll give you a residence card back, and then you can go up and do the stuff. So I do that, and I fill it out, and then I get my paper, and I go to the second floor, and then I talk to the lady. Also, I'm also the only person on this floor as well. I'm like, bro, where the freak is everybody? Uh, and so I'm like, first, before I talk to the lady, I enter the like second floor. I entered the second and a half floor. There's a second and a half, and it's like a freaking like convenience store there. And I'm like, what the freak is this? So I walk in, I'm like bewildered, and I walk out, and I like climb up the next stairs, hoping it will be the second floor, and it is the second floor. Um, so then I enter it, and there is a uh like a long like entrance or whatever, and then there's desks and stuff like that. And in the United States, when you enter like one of those kind of things, you have to like register like or whatever. You have to be like, okay, I'm here, and then they'll call you up. So I like stood there like looking, and it says like for people who like need to do like a certain thing for like number 15, sit here or something like that. But but I was like, I looked at the piece of paper that guy gives me, and he's like, for the national health insurance, you need to go to like station, I forget what station, like 3 or something like that, 15, 12, something. But the station number that was saying sit here was like station 1 or 15. I forget what the number was. And so I was like, this is not me. I will just walk through, I guess, hopefully, and I'll walk to the thing, and hopefully the person is the person that I need. And I'm like looking confused as heck. This old lady comes, and she's like, please sit. And I'm like, okay, I'll sit. And I sit down, and I like do the paperwork with her. And and that was that. It was very easy. She explained it, and I was like, okay, I believe I understand a lot of what she's saying. But they also gave me like pieces of paper, and she took both of the papers, right? And so at this point, my impression was one paper is for the national health insurance, and one paper is for the pension, right? And so I was like, dang, what the heck? She can do both of them here? So this is the after story, but I left because I thought I was done. But no, I was supposed to go on the 3rd floor for the pension, or 5th floor, I forget. I think 3rd floor. But I was talking to the lady, and I was like, yo, here's my like I was just making idle talk, and I was like, here's my like North American driver's license. And she was like, oh, very cool. And I was just talking about like random stuff, and then I left. And so I left, and I went to go get a Japanese phone number. So I have Rakuten, and because I heard a lot of people talking online that like there's that situation where you need a Japanese phone number to get like a bank account, and then like a bank account to get like a Japanese phone number or something like that, right? And I was like, shoot. But I was looking online, and apparently you can get like Rakuten first or something like that. So I went to go to Rakuten, and I'm filling out the stuff. And then the guy was like, all right, do you have a Japanese phone number that like to put on here or whatever? And I was like, huh? What is bro talking about? Oh yeah, this is cold. This is cold. Anyways, the guy's like, do you have a phone number that you can put on here or whatever? I was like, oh, I don't have any friends here. Like the only friends I have are like probably working right now, and I can't like message them because they're like busy and stuff. Um, and he was like, you need a number, and I was like, I was freaking like trying to find somebody to like give me their number so I can like put it on there and register my account. So I'm just like messaging, and then like, he's just staring at me for like 10 minutes. But luckily, I had a friend who could give me his number and sign me up, or well, so I can put on the thingy or whatever. And sorry, that's like sweet tea. Also, it was like sweet tea milk. I was for some reason expecting it to be like, bro, this is so stupid to me, because it's like sweet tea from America, I guess. Maybe I haven't drank it. Oh my gosh, that's not sweet. Why do they call it sweet tea? That's not sweet. But yeah, I did that. I got the number. Make sure you have somebody that you can get a number with, or else you're gonna have to get like, I think mobile or something, like some other ones that aren't like whatever you call it. So that was that. Oh my god, I've been walking so much and I have my backpack on my back. I have like back pain now. Bro, I at home I literally sit like L from Death Note or whatever. I sit like this on my computer, right? I sit like this for like the past 7 years, 8 years, and I've never had back pain. But walking this amount is like making my back hurt. That's why you do stretches, by the way. That's why you stretch and stay healthy and stay active, because you have your one body and you need to take care of it, you know. But that's besides the point. So I got the phone number, and then I don't remember what I did after that. It must have not been important. I think I just like walked around and like looked at stuff. But then the next day, oh yes, I remember, bro. The first day when I went to Hanamura, I went to go get dental floss and all that other stuff. I went to get dental floss and a few other things I needed because I didn't bring any floss. And this floss is so stringy. It was so like fluffy. Here, I can actually go get it. So it's this, right? You pull it, and I mean, regular floss, but like, look at this. And I was like, oh my gosh, what the freak is this dental floss? When you pull it, it's like taut or whatever. But I've never had this type of floss. Do we have this in America? Because I've never seen this. But it was very uncomfortable for me to use because I'm not used to this. Hold up, let me close this door. But yeah, I'm not used to that type of floss, so I had to go buy a different floss like 3 days later. Right? So in the meantime, I like used that floss. All right, let me eat because this is like getting cold. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the floss. So that was that. The other thing was I had to buy PC components that I like didn't have here. I could not fit my what do you call it? Air cooler, right? So I had to buy an air cooler. And then I had to buy Ethernet cable. I could do Wi-Fi, but I wanted it to be like cabled. And I had to look at like surge protector stuff. Because Japan's electricity, sorry, bad grammar. Japan's electricity is different from the US. and they have like two prongs and then like a third ground wire, right? So I freaking spent a long time trying to figure out, like, learn and figure that out because I did not want to like explode something. So there's that. We're good on that end, I believe. If you don't hear from me for another like whatever 6 months, then assume I exploded. But that was that. The second day I spent like putting my PC parts together. No case. I don't have a case because I didn't bring one over. And that was annoying. My back freaking hurts, but my PC's like down here. However, I do not have a monitor, so I'm kind of just, what the freak is this? I'm getting texted by Rakuten, I think. Bro, it's all in Japanese, so I don't understand anything. I feel so stupid, man. I need to learn. Yeah. So that's that. Wait, what? Bro, that freaking text like stun locked me. What the freak was I talking about? This burger is way better than the Burger Kings I've had that like in the US. Oh my god. I don't have like a tripod. I'm just like resting this against the whatever. My kanji book. I don't have a monitor, so I need to get one. The third day, excuse me, the third day, this is so long. I need to like break this stuff up into like more consumable bits. Maybe I'll try to make more like summaries or whatever you call it. Maybe not. But nobody's watching these anyways, so who cares? The third day, I was freaking AI, man. ChatGPT save me, ChatGPT save me. I sent I was messaging ChatGPT. I was like, okay, I want to make sure like I have all my stuff done properly or whatever, right? And ChatGPT was like, you probably do not have your pension done. Because I was talking, because I told it like everything I was doing, and it was like, you probably don't have your pension done. And I was like, is this true? And it was true, because I was looking over it, and like taking photos and like translating with like Google Translate or whatever, and I was like, oh shoot, I definitely don't have my pension done. I'll go get that done. So I walk up to City Hall again. I'm also the first person for this as well again, and they helped me through it. And that was that. The thought I had was, I'm not sure if like whatever it felt so easy to do, as in like the paperwork itself is extremely easy, and them like handling it is also extremely easy. And when I say easy, I guess I mean fast, because I help my parents and my family a lot with paperwork in the United States. And I mean, as you can tell, I am Asian. My parents were like FOB. They came to like America, and so my sisters and brother, and them don't really speak English that well. So I helped them with a lot of stuff. And the American bureaucratic system, whatever you want to call it, the government, like the government services, it feels like it takes forever, and then you gotta like do a billion things, right? But I mean, I speak the language, and it's like easy to handle for me. But it's still, regardless of that, it still feels tasking, you know. This was like not tasking, and if I spoke Japanese, I feel like it would be like extremely like easy to do. Like extremely, maybe not easy is not the right word, but convenient. Like rakusho, right? Just like that. So that was what I was thinking. And I was like, dang, if I spoke Japanese, I would be in and out in like 0 minutes. But I got the pension done. The thing with the pension and then the my number, those two people were explaining to me like the thing, right? But I already looked up like all the stuff that was like related to it. So I thought I had a good understanding of it. But the lady, the my number lady, like you had to excuse me, you had to take a photo of yourself, right? And turn and do it online. Excuse me. And I understand like photo etiquette of like having to like do all the proper stuff and you can't like do crazy stuff in it. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm good on that. But she kept like explaining it to me, and I was like, is there something I'm missing? Do I not understand? Like, do I not truly understand this? I mean, yes, I truly don't understand like what was truly meant to be conveyed. But I was like, do I not understand like the premise of whatever this is? But so she kept explaining to me, and she was like, I forgot what she said in Japanese, but shinpai shikatta or something like that. She was like, I'm worried. She's like, I'm really worried. And I was like, don't worry. I'm okay. And she was like, oh, she was worried for me. And I'm thankful for that, but like, I was so confused when she was like explaining, like over explaining it to me, because then I got confused. Before then, I thought I had a good understanding of it because I like looked it all up and made sure to understand it. But yeah, she was just worried, and I can understand it because like I literally don't speak the language essentially, and it's understandable. So that was that. Did all that paperwork. Sometimes I just like walk randomly because it's just not, bro, living in a walkable city is so nice because that's what I've always wanted. Yeah. Like, I mean, you can kind of see Chapel Hill. Living at Chapel Hill was really nice because you could walk to a lot of things for the college stuff. But obviously, if you want to go like anywhere, you have to drive. It's like not a walkable city still. And then Charlotte is, it's not a walkable city in my opinion. Like, I live in the, what do you call it? Like, I live in some neighborhood, and if I ever want to go anywhere, then I have to drive out, right? I guess like if you live downtown, then it's walkable, but it's like not essentially for, I don't know what percentage of the population you would say, but maybe like 90%, 80% of people in Charlotte, like you have to drive. Nothing wrong with that, I guess, but for me personally, I enjoy walking. I enjoy the public transportation here and all that stuff, even though I didn't take it for like the first 3 days. See, that's the thing, right? I could walk 20 minutes or however long that was. I forget how long, like 20, 30 minutes to City Hall, right? And then do my paperwork there and then just walk home. And that's so much healthier than like driving a car and all that stuff. But it is how it is. Like, Tokyo is just a different beast. I have one friend in Kagoshima that I made when I first came here, and I'm trying to see if I can meet up with him sometime. He's like free only during the weekends, so I'll see when I can meet up with him. And then there's a Kamina Botan. Bro, This is freaking what do you call it, like a weeb, right? I am a weeb. I am like an otaku. But there's a Camino Botan stamp rally happening next week, I think. So I'm making plans to go up to Chichibu and just like do that stamp rally and look at stuff and maybe go to like whatever places up there. I know, was it I don't know Hana? Is that how you like? Is that the name of the anime? I forget, but I believe that also takes place up there. But I don't really remember anything from that anime. Maybe I should rewatch it by then. And I'm sure there's like one or two other ones, or probably a few more, but those are the ones like off the top of my head. So I'm gonna go do that stamp rally. Maybe I'll record a video. I don't like editing videos. Like, look at this. This is like 46 minutes of me yapping, and probably like 10 minutes of me like thinking because I don't have like a boomer brain. Oh my! I just freaking swished the thing and it's all over me. Oh my gosh. But I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. I'm just looking forward to living here. I have like basically not left the city I'm living in. It's Taito. I'm living in Taito right now. I see a lot of tourists, and I mean, this is no offense to what do you call it? Like anybody or whatever. But why do like when like my family were immigrants to the U.S. We call ourselves immigrants and stuff like that, right? Is there like a etymological? Is that the word for the root meaning of a definition or a root meaning of where like a word is derived from? Is there a etymological like difference between like immigrant and expat, right? I feel like expat is like temporary. Is it? Or is it from the west going to the east? Or what? But I see a lot of people online, and this is not no bashing against them, but I see a lot of people online, like when they talk about Japan, or maybe not Japan, but I mean like places like the Southeast Asia and all that stuff, they call themselves expats rather than immigrants, right? But I view myself as an immigrant, you know, because I mean I come from a family of immigrants, and like they immigrated to the U.S. and I am immigrated here to Japan. And maybe it's because people view it as a negative word. I like don't think it's a negative word. I mean, because my family are immigrants. Why are we even talking about that? That's the type of comment you make, and then people cancel you, or whatever. Rest in peace, my 5 subscribers and my like 1 viewer. Also, there was that one guy, the very first comment I got, that commented on the Netorare manga that I talked about. I didn't really know what you meant, so I didn't like really respond. Sorry. But yeah, I kept doing this, by the way. But I think in Japan they do this. Maybe I kept doing this. I was like thumbs up. I was like okay. I understand. Yeah. I mean, hopefully I'm not like rude. Hopefully that's not rude. I think the thing is, right, like, well, I'm like Asian. Well, I am Asian. I was gonna say I'm Asian looking, but I am Asian. And so I think I feel like this is something I should talk about for like another thing, but I'll just say it, and then if I want to elaborate on it, I'll do a different one. But a lot of the like Japanese YouTubers are not Asian looking, right? Um, so their experiences are different from like, I guess, Asian looking immigrants, right? Um, so my experience is that like I guess everybody expects me to know like Japanese or whatever, uh, because I think it's a reasonable assumption. If you're seeing an Asian looking guy in Japan, right? Like you as a Japanese person, you probably just assume the other person is Japanese or at least speaks it, right? It's a what do you call it? It's a homogenous culture, right? I mean, it's like so I'm Vietnamese, right? And living in or being in Vietnam, I would assume that like any Asian that I walk up to would probably speak Vietnamese, right? And the default for me is to speak Vietnamese to like another Asian person in Vietnam, right? And I think like 100% of the time, I have only spoken to a Japanese or Vietnamese person like that. So I've never like mistakenly uh, spoken to like an Asian looking person that was not Vietnamese and or did not speak Vietnamese. Um, and so I'm assuming it's the same here, right? Where like on average, you're gonna expect them. I don't know. Maybe expectation is not the right word, but you're just like, excuse me. It's just like, it's like a what do you call it? Subconscious natural thing that happens. So whenever I walk up to somebody and like I need to interact with them, they just assume that I speak Japanese, and so they like say things really fast and stuff like that, or whatever, right? And I'm like, please, I'm still learning Japanese. Please use simple and speak slowly. That's what I say in Japanese or whatever. Um, and they're like, oh, okay, this guy doesn't speak Japanese. This guy's not Japanese or whatever. And that typically clears it up. But yeah, a lot of my interactions are like initially they're like have the expectation or whatever, and I guess with uh with non-Asian looking people, it's a lot different. Um, I was watching people. Sorry, this is still going. This is like so unrelated. I was watching people, and they're saying like apparently like foreigners that like come over and immigrate here or whatever, that are like not Asian looking, they can like do a gaijin smash or whatever, uh, which means like Japanese people don't expect you to know the rules and stuff like that. So like you can just I don't know like be rude and when I say rude, I mean to like I guess Japanese people's standards or whatever. I don't know, because there's like they have this is this is maybe misinformation as well, but they have like different levels of like politeness and all that stuff, right? On my Instagram reels, I get like for like jobs or whatever, it's like do this, don't do this or whatever, right? They have Keigo and whatever, and proper like customer service, uh, body language and all that stuff. And it's like do not do it this way, do it this way, right? And that's a different context, but the context kind of applies into like I guess everyday life where like when you interact with other people, right? And in the U.S. it's a lot more casual. Uh, and I guess in Japan it's maybe different, maybe not. I mean, everybody's different. Okay, I think that's the thing. Like every country and everything, like it's not a silo of people. Um, so you're gonna meet like bad people, and you're gonna meet good people, and you're gonna meet all sorts of things or whatever. This is way too code. Holy moly. Um, sorry, what was that talking about? I was talking about the Gaijin Smash or whatever. Um, so like if I were to Gaijin Smash my way through things, right? People would probably like see me as Maywaku or whatever, like see me like doing like causing trouble to whatever, and because I'm Asian looking and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't want to do that. So I'm trying to be like mindful and all that stuff, like stalking other, stalking not the right word, but like just like eyeing other people and see how like they do things and then just like copy them. Um, the other thing is that this is my personal opinion, but you can just be a good person, right? Um, and I feel like that would carry you very far in general. In general, right? I know a lot of people talk about Japan like all high and mighty, or uh, they are either D1 glaziers or D1 haters, right? And I think that's a result of the fact that Japan has such like a strong soft power from like anime, manga, and then like other stuff like music and whatever. Maybe music is not that strong, but you get my point. It has a really strong soft power, and for some reason it's like in people's in I guess the United States at least, uh like people are aware of it and stuff like that, right? It's like, is it the number? I don't know if it is the number one tourist place or whatever, but it has a lot of tourists in general, um, compared to like other Asian countries, right? And I think, sorry, what was I even talking about? The result of, sorry, I'm eating because I'm trying to remember what I'm talking about. Here's free rent, by the way. I brought my free rent post. Yeah, this is completely irrelevant and like nobody needs to watch this or care about this because it's one person's opinion and it doesn't matter. But oh yes, I was saying, I think it's a result, like the result of D1 haters and D1 glazers are a lot of things in my opinion, and that is Japan is like in the limelight essentially compared to like if you were to glaze or hate other countries, um, it would be, I'm not sure what the word would be, but I feel like you kind of understand what I'm saying, maybe. Where like if you like D1 hated some country that was like really small, they'd be like, why the freak, you know? Or if you D1 glazed it, they'd be like, oh shoot, nice, you got freaking nice or whatever, right? But since it's Japan, and it's like so big, then like if you're D1 hater, D1 glazer, then it is how it is. But the other thing is that social media is such like, what do you call it? I'm so, dude. This is something that like I guess I would need to like make a different thing because it's almost an hour. But I'll say it right here, and then maybe I'll do another one or whatever. But it doesn't matter that much. But social media is like very polarizing, and it like funnels you into like algorithms and stuff like that, right? And so like D1 hating and D1 glazing is like it's just gonna be a natural part of what happens. And I mean that's really it. I don't want to like talk for too long because I have not eaten. I'm freaking starving. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to living here. Yeah, I learn the language. I got practice every day. I basically see in the United States, I have like a support system, right? Like my family and friends are all there. Here, there's like I know like one or two people, and it's not well enough for like if I don't know, if I lost all my earthly possessions and like was kicked out or whatever, I would not like be able to easily be like, yo, can I crash over at your place? You know? So Here's that. I guess the thing is, at any time I could just return to the United States as well. So it is how it is. But I do love the United States. I'm not saying I hate the United States. This is another thing I want to talk about as well. But I'll make it short, and I'll keep it like the last thing I say. It's so easy to have so much love in your heart, right? It's so much easier to love and forgive and, you know, all that stuff related. And like it makes your mental better, right? It keeps you as a good. It keeps you being a good person. And I'm not one to say it because I'm like I'm a lazy person and all that stuff, right? In general. But like, enjoy life. Be nice. Have less hate in your heart and stuff like that, right? And I mean, that's basically it. You'll enjoy life more if you enjoy things more. I actively do not like. I don't use Reels a lot at all. I only started using it so that I could get like Japanese Reels, so I could like try to learn. So my Reels are entirely in Japanese, so I'm just scrolling things I don't understand. But when I started scrolling, it was like it was a lot of crazy content. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like what the average person sees, right? Because I'm sure, because I'm a boomer, growing up from the internet, I'm nowhere near boomer compared to like the people who built the internet. But growing up during the internet, there was like I'm very happy that I grew up in the time that I did because I feel like I'm able to like come to my own conclusions on things, like all that stuff, right? All the basic stuff of the internet or whatever, or not of the internet, but of I guess what like a basic normal person should be able to do. But with like how social media is now, it's kind of just like it makes it easy to not think, and it is how it is, I guess. All right, after this, I'm making a Reels, Instagram Reels, and a TikTok account, and I'm gonna be going around. Yo, what's up, guys? We eating today in Japan. We're eating Burger King. Maybe I'll do that. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I do want to post about like stuff that I like anime and whatever. That's it. Peace.